Hi guys. Today is what is the date today? Today is the 21st of May. I should have had prepared the comeback video sana timely for Mother's Day, but unfortunately hindi ko pa din siya nagawa. Medyo nahihirapan ako na bumalik because hindi ko alam where I'm going to start. Di ko alam kung what are the topics that would be something that would be enjoyed by my viewing public. But I realized na pinagdadasal ko kasi kung paano ako babalik at kung ano yung sasabihin ko na best ako makakatulong. The other day, I browsed in my FB page and I saw the revelation of Kay Abad regarding her cancer. She is cancer-free after a year. And ayoko sana na i-announce here, but nakarelate ako masyado dun sa mga sinabi niya, about how to deal with it, the challenge that you go through when you are faced with presumption that your life may be limited because cancer is really a reflection of a big scare in anyone's life. And naisip ko na siguro, much as I wouldn't want to announce this because this is not supposed to be a victory video, but I would like to make it as a faith video of how I am still going through the process of management, cure management for my breast cancer treatment. Sometime September last year, ay nakakapa ako ng lump dito sa aking right breast and wala namang masakit. Lump lang siya na parang move, pero it's kind of big, parang like a 1 peso coin, ganun yung laki. It was August and the company is supposed to have an annual physical checkup for a renewal of the health insurance. Therefore, naisabay ko pa, nagpa-annual physical exam ako at naisama because sa annual physical exam, when you're already 35 and above, kasali yung ultrasound sa breast at saka sa ovaryo, tinitingnan yon. And yung pinagpagawaan ko ng ultrasound ay sabi, probable, there is a probable mass that is present here at the upper portion of my breast. Pero tapos nilagay nila doon na maybe I should do rather a mammogram. So I asked a friend, sabi ko sa kanya, because she also had the same incident in her life a few years ago, and I asked her, nakalagay kasi dito probable, baka wala naman. But ang sabi niya, sinabing probable, so subukan mo pa rin magpa-check up. And so I did. Nagpunta ako sa isang ospital na may maganda naman na facility for mammogram. And then, so lumabas yung result. There is a mass that was seen. And I was told to go for another ultrasound because it has to match, kung ano yung nasa ultrasound, dapat pareho din kung ano yung nasa mammogram. And nakarelate ako masyado doon kay Kay Abad kasi sabi niya, it's not only the money but the effort of going back and forth, having your laboratory exam checked, and going in and out of the hospital and not knowing what's going to follow next. Fortunately for me, because kakarenew lang nung aming healthcare provider, isa sa mga kaibigan ko, ang hindi ko to makakalimutan kasi I feel like I said that this is going to be a faith video, right? I would just like to share kung paano hinawakan ng Panginoon yung aking journey papunta no dito sa how I would go through this big C thing in my life. So pumunta ako doon sa ospital at ang una kong ginawa nung malaman ko na talagang meron, sabi noong doktora, hanap ka ng surgeon who would remove and look at the mass in your breast. And kaka-text ko sa mga kaibigan ko, meron akong kababata na nagsabi sa akin, bakit hindi mo na lang dito dalahin sa bayan natin at doon ka magpatanong sa surgeon? Kasi yung surgeon is pinsan niya at kababata namin. So I was checked end of August, moving towards September. And nag-intay lang ako ng ilang araw at pumunta ako doon sa surgeon na inirekomenda sa akin ng kababata ko. And true enough, sabi niya sa akin, eto yung resulta, gusto mo, i-biopsy natin. So immediately, I think, in a matter of how many, I think end of September na biopsy siya. I have to wait for like 10 days for the biopsy to be released. And before my biopsy was released, umuwi muna ako dun sa bahay kong isa sa Cavite at sabi ko dun muna ako magpapagaling kasi this is the first time na nagkaroon ako ng surgery. And hindi ko alam, itong friend ko na to, sabi niya, Mare, ako din parang may nakakapa ako sa liig ko. So siya dito magpapabiopsy. So while waiting for the biopsy result, yung kaibigan ko, nasabi sa akin, tinext niya ako, no? After 10 days, sabi niya, Mare, nakuha mo na ba yung biopsy mo? And sabi ko, wala pa. Kasi yung akin nandito na. Sabi niya gano'n. Sabi ko, pambihira. Nauna ako sa iyo pero yung result mo. So immediately, umuwi ako. Pumunta ako doon sa hospital. And then, I checked if my biopsy is already there. And true enough, no? Pagtingin ko, it is stage 2. And di ko alam kung ano yung gagawin ko. But my friend was there, no? The same friend who asked me to come. Kasi kinuha niya nga din yung kanya. Pero hindi ko alam na pupunta siya doon. So, nung nagkita kami, sabi ko sa kanya, paano kaya ito? Eh, since pinsan niya yung surgeon, tinext niya dun sa surgeon. It's not easy to get to the surgeon because sa IntelliCare kasi you would have to go for clearance before you go to the surgeon and then etc. etc. But because my friend was there, sabi ng surgeon, gusto mo magpa-clearance ka dun sa doktor, meaning to say everything, no, all the laboratory tests, kasi aalis ako and matagal na 2 weeks akong mawawala, gusto mo bago ako umalis, sabi niyang ganun, ay tanggalin na natin, mag-surgery na tayo. And so it happened, I had my surgery October, 10th of October. Hindi ko makakalimutan yung 10th of October na yan. Very significant yung mga October because my father also left us October. And so, surgery was done, tinanggal na siya. But prior to this, when I was in Cavite, in the house na inuwian ko noon, I saw a friend who also had the same incident in her life, and I think iba lang part, no? And then I was telling her, baka cancer to, although hindi ko pa napapacheck, hindi ko pa alam, etc., etc. And she was saying, nako, sabi niya ganun, alam mo, may iba ng manner of treatment. Pwede na yung oral medicine daw, sabi niya ganun. And so, hindi ko alam kasi ngayon lang ako nakarinig. And one of the most pina-fear ko because I'm already of age, I'm already 64, is that baka hindi ko kayanin yung radiation, chemotherapy. Baka sabi ko doon ako manghina. And so, when I went to the doctor, noong na tinanggal na, no, for my first check-up, sabi niya, ipapabiopsy daw yung tinanggal. And sabi ko, Doc, may sinabi sa akin yung kaibigan ko na pwede daw na ako daw ay mag-oral instead of, how do you call this, radiation tsaka chemotherapy. At sabi niya, meron, sabi niya ganon, kaya lang, your body should be able, or you have to pass a test so that we would know whether yung gamot ay tatanggapin ng body mo kung oral lang. And so, awa ng Diyos, after a period of time, lumabas yung aking result ng biopsy nung tinanggal sa akin. And the doctor said, pwede No, wala na daw, natanggal lahat, walang presence ng any other tumor. And so, nung una kong punta sa aking oncologist, I asked him, Doc, pwede po ba hindi po ako i-chemo at saka hindi po ako mag-radiation? And then when he checked the biopsy of what was removed, sabi niya, pwede, sabi niya ganun, subukan natin. It's just that yung gamot na to, dati you have to take it for 5 years, pero ngayon you have to take it for 10 years. Eh sa isip ko naman, 10 years akong mabubuhay and more. So sige, take natin siya. Tapos, some are saying that there would be some side effect, makati daw sa katawan, hirap daw makatulog sa gabi, hindi makakain, etc., etc. But in God's grace, for some reason, awa ng Diyos, wala po akong naranasan na ganun kahit isa. Except for, nagkaroon ako ng etong muscles ko po dito sa aking arm, hindi ko po ito maitaas. No, I am already 7 months post-surgery, pero hindi ko pa siya rin maitaas. And because of that, I have to go through therapy twice a week. I have been in therapy for 4 months na already, pang-5 na sa June. June, pang-5 na therapy. It so happened na nung nagpa-check up din ako, nung nagpa-opera ako, meron na assistant yung surgeon at sabi ko sa kanya, pwede ba ikaw na lang yung nurse na pupunta sa akin every other day para linisan mo yung sugat ko, you check whether, kasi wala yung doktor umalis siya, so hindi ko pa naman alam kung paano ko siya lilinisin, etc. And awa ng Diyos, no? Pumupunta siya every day. And another miracle is that I don't really have a place in my hometown already because I already transferred to another province. And yung isang bahay doon na kapatid ko, inoffer niya sa amin yung house niya kasi it is the time for her son, no, to study in Manila. And they got a condo in Manila and mababvacate na yung bahay nila. So sabi niya, sige dito muna kayo. By the way, I am staying and I am with my youngest brother and my nanay who has a memory impediment as of the moment. Pero hindi naman severe. But meron, no? So, plus high blood siya. So, we decided na it's better that she is isolated given yung regular care. Ayaw naman niyang lalabas, ayaw niyang pupunta kung saan-saan. And hindi na din namin siya pinipilit. Basta, what we're giving her is exactly kung ano lang yung gusto niya. And because of that, yung miracle after miracle after miracle, parang sabi ko nga, bakit ganon, no? Talagang iba talaga yung Panginoon. And I remember, siguro on my 5th month or 4th month of surgery, kasi masakit pa din, namamaga pa din, I dreamt that there is a bright light with a cross that touches the exact place where my tumor was. And sabi nga ng sister ko, ate, it's already a declaration that you are healed. Ang totoo, kamukha nung sinabi ni Kay Abad, the physical healing it takes time, you can feel it. But more than the physical healing is the mental struggle of how things will go through. Nung nag-umpisa ako, may pag-gratitude list pa ako every day. Yung parang I do believe that I will be healed. I do believe that I can take care of it. But every time, kapag nakakaramdam ako ng pain, especially nung mga first 4 months, 5 months, actually recent lang siya, medyo nawala yung mga sakit. Na pag nakahiga ka, hindi ka basta makatulog. Hindi mo alam kung paano ka hihiga na mararamdaman mo. So, paiba-iba yung position ko sa paghiga para lang ma-accommodate ako. Ma-accommodate yung sleeping position ko. And diabetic pa ako. So, controlled eating pero cannot be controlled. Kasi my oncologist gave me a vitamin na yung vitamin is pampagana kumain kasi para sa dugo, para healthy yung aking hemoglobin. So, pag-iisipin ko, it's kind of hard, no? Parang ang hirap-hirap naman ito. And kaya sabi ko nga, nakaka-relate ako kay Abad, kasi no matter how strong you are, at several points, especially during, kasi there is my oncologist is saying, I'm going to monitor you on the first quarter, after the surgery, bigyan kita ng gamot, and then on the 6th month, may i-inject sa'yo, and then after a year, magpe-PET scan ka ulit, which I hate. I don't like the PET scan kasi nakakatakot dahil i-injectan ka nung chemicals na pwedeng makasira sa liver. But, you know, the only thing that I am very grateful for is that despite all this, na hindi naman ako mayaman kamukha ni Kay Abad na who can afford it, but I'm just grateful kamukha ngayon, yung susunod na treatment ko, August na. And by that time, magpi-physical exam na naman kami bago kami ulit palitan ng healthcare provider na bago. So, I feel like God is really taking care of me. Plus, of course, yung company namin, paano ko ba? It's really my second family that they took care of me. Di nila ako ginulo, binigyan nila ako ng opportunity. Buti na lang may bawsi na pwede pala ako na sa operasyon ay meron pa ding sahod kahit na nakabakasyon. But more than that, palagay ko kahit wala, the company will do the same because as of the moment, kahit nagpapatreatment ako, binabayaran din naman ako ng full. And mahirap yung feeling na ano kaya ang susunod, no? Before my first quarter monitoring, or before I did my PET scan, because the PET scan is the one who's going to tell whether there are still tumors around. Sabi nung oncologist ko, you know, the type of cancer that you have may transfer to your left breast or in your brain. Diyos ko, say ko, baka mamaya pagka nagpa-PET scan ako, meron na anywhere else. Kaya nung paglabas ng PET scan ko, pagpakita ko sa doktor, umiyak talaga ako kasi sabi ko, awa ng Diyos. Tingnan mo nga naman, nothing is guaranteed, I know, but somehow, some way, this journey is really easy. Hindi lang ako siguro pwedeng kamukha ni Kay Abad because she has children. Ako kasi wala naman. But it's still the same The thought, alam mo ba, kung ikaw ay may sakit, you do not worry more about yourself, but you worry more about the people who's going to be bothered or to be, not bothered, but who is going to suffer with you during your sickness. Sa kanya, anak, sa akin, kapatid, at saka nanay, di ba? But I truly believe that God is so good kasi una, during my vacation, napagbigyan ko na mabantayan ko ang mother ko. Kahit pa sabihin mo na may sakit ako, pero nagkaroon kami ng time to bond. Nakakapagkwento ng mahaba-haba because yung nagsisimula na magkaroon ng memory loss, kamukha ng nanay ko. By the way, she's already 84. I am 64. Ay, naghahanap ng kausap yon laging, although paulit-ulit na yung mga kwento niya, pero yun ang gusto niya, yung kakausapin siya, pakikinggan mo ang kanyang mga kwento. Hindi ka nga lang pwedeng sumagot, basta makikinig ka lang. So, yun, siguro that is what I would like to share. Hindi pa ako healed. Hindi ko pa alam kung where this would go, but all I know is that the journey is making me be more grateful. Kahit na natatakot ako, minsan dumadating sa akin yung panahon na paano kaya, ano kaya mangyayari next? Can I still function well on the job that I'm doing, which I truly love? That's the reason why I also am getting back to video, into blogging, because this is my outlet. No, I would really love, I really love doing training, I love doing research, I love conducting and facilitating learning sessions. And physically, hindi ako sure kung kaya ko na yung kamukha ng ginagawa ko before. But I am getting there, I think. And I love doing what I do here now. That's why, sa mga kaibigan ko na nasabihan ko noon, salamat sa inyong mga panalangin. May kaibigan nga ako, sabi sa akin, anong account number mo papadala ko? Friend, di ko sinasabi para manghiram or anything. Sinabi ko lang because I feel like the people who are important to me deserves to know. Not necessarily for anything, but for you to, pray for me. Sa mga hindi ko naman nasabihan, intentional po na hindi ko na kinuwento sa marami kasi minsan is kind of difficult. In fact, yung mga pininsan ko nga baka nagtatampo kasi sabi nila, galing ka na ba? Nasaan ka? Pupuntahan ka namin. Pero I have friends who have had the same time in their lives na nagka-problema sila sa sickness and ayaw din nila makipag-usap, no? Lagi ko nga sinasabi noon, bakit hindi sinabi sa atin para nadalaw naman natin siya? You know what? It's when you are faced with the uncertainty of death, you really don't want to make kwento. You really don't want to act as if everything is okay, neither to become like a victim. So parang mas masarap pa na tahimik ka na lang, huwag ka na lang munang magkwento at hayaan mo lang kasi at the end of the day, basta ang mahalaga, alam nila. And during the course of my journey from then till now, may mga kaibigan ako dyan na pinapadalan ako ng pagkain. Oo, hindi ko makakalimutan yon. May kaibigan ako na sinundo ako ng birthday ko, isinimba nila ako. May mga kaibigan ako nagpadala ng flowers, ang mga tao ko sa opisina, nagbigay ng fruits, binisit nila ako. May isa pa dyan na pinadalan ako ng unan. You know, this sort of thing is na para sa akin are gestures of love. At maski dito sa office, no, we have a regular daily bread and they are praying for me every day daw, sabi ng mga kasamahan ko. I have been back since January here at the office. Nitinry ko siya. Pero I'm still not 100%. Nakakahirap ako tumayo because the gamot na binigay sa akin ay, ang affected raw ay mga buto. So, medyo malungkot. The company have a regular yearly out of the country travel. Di ako nakasama. Meron mga blessings yung opisina out of town. Di din ako pa makasama. But at the end ngayon, hindi pa ako makakadrive. Although I could do a short drive from here to the church. But everything after that, hindi ko kaya kasi basta naupo ako ng matagal. Ang sakit-sakit ng balakang ko. But, you know, as I've said, the video is here to finally take that feeling away, to give an opportunity for my friends to hear how much I appreciate them. And for those who I wasn't able to tell the journey with, I apologize because hindi ko pa kaya. Ngayon, I am beginning again. I'm starting over. Sabi ko nga, hindi ko alam kung anong topic ang i-discuss ko, but I will pray that God gives me the topic that would make it more interesting and helpful for those who's going to listen. Ano mga natutunan ko sa journey ko na to? Well, let's live our life a day at a time. Live as if it is the last day or the beginning or the last day of your life. I asked my boss, Ma'am, pwede po ba hindi muna ako mag-uniform? Kasi gusto ko to feel joyful every day, to look great every day with an effort and make a decision that today is going to be a good day for me. And I feel like it helps. Also, a good conversation. You wouldn't believe me that I have had several conversations with ChatGPT that made me cry and made me realize that this is a journey that I have to go through to transition from where I was before and to create the new person that I am now. Marami akong lesson. Alam ko na, siguro yun yung susunod na gagawin kong video na I will share with you the lessons that I learned in the process at paano ninyo matutulungan. Sabi nung aking coach before, hindi ko siya makalimutan, si Ma'am Leia, that a person would go through 3 sad moments in their life. Number 1 is makakaramdam ka ng pagtataksil sa taong mahal mo. Pangalawa, magkakaroon ng sakit o kamatayan ang mahal mo. At pangatlo, magkaroon ka ng matinding sakit na po pwede kang mamatay. Guess what? At 64, I have had the 3 already. How do I feel? I feel grateful that at age 64, going 65, next year, 65 na ako. healthy naman, awa ng Diyos, pamilya, masaya naman, mga kasamahan sa trabaho, okay naman, at mga kakilala na lalong dumadami habang tumatagal ang panahon na nagiging source din ng inspiration to me. So to all of you who has become a portion of my life, now this is going to be spread in YouTube. I don't intend to do it to pa-artista, parang si Kay Abad, nor I intend to have to earn from this. I would just like to share, kasi kung isusulat ko siya, I feel like, mas maganda pag panonoorin nyo ako. Yung nakikita nyo akong ganito live, di ba? Mas cute. So, yun lang din siguro yung aking ma-share. Sabi nga nila joy and pain can exist, no? Pwede mo maramdaman ang pain at joy at the same time. And naramdaman ko totoo yun na despite the painful experience, despite the painful journey, despite the painful uncertainty of what life may bring, I still feel joyful because every moment that I spend on a daily basis is spent with God letting me know how much I am loved, how much I am cared for, and more importantly, how God is holding my hand into this journey. So, yun lang muna po, and I hope huwag kayong mabore. Sana maintindihan ninyo that this is something that I'm doing for myself and for those of you who could learn something from it. Hindi po madali ang magkasakit. Hindi po it's not like you have the money and then you can do it. It's really more of the mental struggle. But as I said sa umpisa, this is not a victory video, but it's a faith video. And I would like to, sabi nila, the direct opposite of faith daw is fear. And I think, sabi nila din, fear is false evidence appearing real. But how can this be a false evidence? No, it happened. I'm still going through it. But through faith, I think I'm going to get into this journey no matter where it lead me. And I will try as much as I can with God's help to make sure na habang dinadaanan ko ang journey na to, kasama ko siya. Yun lang, and I hope panoorin niyo yung mga susunod na video ko and di kayo mabore dito. So, thank you very much and hope to see you soon. Bye!